A mom calls up authorities saying that her and her daughter have been carjacked, kidnapped, so much wasted manpower, heartache for family and friends, yet she's buying tickets for her and her daughter so they can hop a plane to Disney World. It's unbelievable. We'll take your calls, 1-877-TEL-HLN. Mike, as we look at reasons here, Mike Brooks with us, HLN law enforcement analyst. What do we know about financial distress? Did she swipe about 300 grand from an employer? Do we...
Yeah, it looks like she stole a good amount of money from an employer. They don't know, they could be able to follow the paper trail. But apparently within the last 3 days, right before this happened, she had withdrawn from her accounts over $12,000. You know, was this $12,000 in stolen money? When she got down to Disney World, she had paid for the room all the way through Friday. So, you know, what was her motive for this? Did she think that even though she stole this money, that she was going to get away? Or was just this her last fling with her one of her daughters, you know, before she knew she would get caught?
Yeah. What do we know? Any trouble at home, Mike?
You know, not that we have heard of. You know, there's another child, and you know, I don't know how, but I haven't heard anything at all about any marital strife.
Right.
Nothing at all. You know, but nothing about the family dynamics whatsoever.
Yeah. What do we have? We have an 8-month-old with her current husband.
Right.
Obviously, 9-year-old Julia and a 15-year-old as well. I want to listen to a coworker whose ID was stolen. This interview coming to us from the CBS Early Show, talking about what kind of mom Bonnie Sweeten was. Let's listen.
She's a good mother. She's always on top of things. She's the most organized person in the world. She's always taking them to their extracurricular activities, you know, dance and sports and things.
So what do you think of what she's being accused of?
I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, you and us as well. Let's bring back Anita K. Anita, so how does this help? You know, that she's a good mom and has never done anything like this before. Does that buy her a break a little bit?
Well, what helps with that is she probably doesn't have any criminal record, so that's a positive on her side. The other thing is if you're going to go after some sort of psychological break, and I agree with Brian with regard to the postpartum depression. You know, I've seen a few cases with postpartum depression that this doesn't fit any of them. It was too orchestrated, too organized. It's not the classic symptoms, but there could be some other psychological break, whether it was money issues, some type of mental break. And so if she's lived her life as an upstanding citizen, she was organized, she was a good mom, that may help in the defense to say, you know, this was a breakdown.
Yeah.
Something happened.
Gotcha. And Brian, let's bring you in, our forensic psychologist, Dr. Brian Russell. You and Anita agree, you're not seeing postpartum here. Do you think it's a money issue? I mean, when you hear that good mom, organized, goes to all the events, I mean, what do you make of it, Brian?
Well, remember Lisa Nowak? Remember the astronaut,
Oh, yeah.
Mike? I mean, she was an astronaut, highly successful woman, but then she got embroiled in this love triangle thing and went off and behaved in a crazy way. Now, so finances and love triangle stuff can precipitate crazy behavior, but that doesn't mean that the person is so crazy that they don't know what they're doing or that it's wrong. And when you see lots of effort to evade and to send cops off on a wild goose chase so that you can escape the jurisdiction with a child, that indicates to me that you know what you're doing is wrong.
Gotcha. Okay, guys, we're going to have to leave it there. Anita, Mike, Brian, thanks. Coming up, this story.